For decades, we've been told that broccoli is one of nature's perfect foods. And why wouldn't we believe it? This vibrant green vegetable has graced our dinner tables as the ultimate symbol of healthy eating. But what if I told you that for those of us over 60, this nutritional darling might not be the friend we thought it was? I know this might sound surprising, even unsettling. After all, you've probably spent years dutifully adding broccoli to your shopping cart, steaming it for dinner, and feeling good about your healthy choices. But here's what many doctors are quietly discussing in their consultation rooms. For seniors, broccoli's powerful compounds can sometimes work against us in ways we never expected. Think about it for a moment. Have you been experiencing unexplained joint stiffness that seems worse some days than others? Perhaps a lingering fatigue that your doctor can't quite pinpoint? Or maybe you've noticed that your blood thinner medication needs constant adjusting, leaving both you and your physician puzzled. These seemingly unconnected issues might have a common thread running through them. And it could be sitting right there in your vegetable drawer. The truth is, our bodies change as we age. And the way we process certain foods changes too. What served us well in our 40s and 50s might not be serving us quite as well now. And broccoli, with all its concentrated nutrients, can sometimes be too much of a good thing for our aging systems to handle gracefully. Now, before you start feeling betrayed by this green vegetable, let me be clear. Broccoli isn't inherently bad. It's packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that our bodies need. The issue isn't with broccoli itself, but rather how our changing bodies interact with its particularly potent compounds. Let me explain this in simple terms. Broccoli contains natural substances called goitrogens. These compounds can interfere with how our thyroid gland works, especially if we're already dealing with age-related thyroid changes. When our thyroid function is disrupted, we might experience fatigue, weight changes, and even mood shifts that we often dismiss as just getting older. Additionally, broccoli is extraordinarily rich in vitamin K. Now, vitamin K is essential for healthy bones and blood clotting. But here's where it gets tricky. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin, medications that many of us over 60 rely on for heart health, that vitamin K can interfere with how these life-saving medications work. Dr. Eleanor Vance, a respected geriatric specialist from Chicago, puts it this way. It's not that broccoli becomes dangerous after 60. Rather, our bodies become more sensitive to imbalances, and what once felt nourishing can sometimes feel overwhelming. Her years of working with seniors have shown her that small dietary adjustments can make remarkable differences in how we feel day to day. Part 2. Eleanor's story. When healthy habits hurt. Let me tell you about Eleanor Martinez, a vibrant 68-year-old retired elementary school teacher from Phoenix, Arizona. Eleanor had always been what you'd call a health-conscious person. After retiring 5 years ago, she threw herself into gardening and cooking fresh, nutritious meals. Broccoli became her absolute favorite. She grew it in her backyard garden, steamed it with dinner almost every night, added it to her morning smoothies, and even snacked on raw florets with hummus. Eleanor felt proud of her commitment to healthy eating. When friends her age complained about feeling sluggish or dealing with aches and pains, she'd quietly congratulate herself on her disciplined approach to nutrition. But slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, things began to change. It started with what Eleanor described as a mental fog that seemed to settle over her afternoons. Then came an increase in her arthritis pain, particularly in her hands and knees. Most concerning of all, her routine blood work showed that her INR levels, the measure doctors use to monitor blood thinner effectiveness, were constantly fluctuating, requiring frequent medication adjustments that left her feeling anxious and frustrated. Eleanor's primary care physician ran test after test, but couldn't pinpoint why this previously stable patient was suddenly having so many issues. The doctor suggested it might just be normal aging, but Eleanor knew something wasn't right. She had always been in tune with her body, and this felt different. It was during a community health seminar that Eleanor first heard Dr. Vance speak about nutrition and aging. Something Dr. Vance said caught her attention. Sometimes our healthiest habits need the gentlest adjustments as we age. After the presentation, Eleanor approached Dr. Vance and described her symptoms. Dr. Vance listened carefully, then asked a question that surprised Eleanor. "Tell me about your typical daily meals, especially your vegetables." When Eleanor proudly described her broccoli-rich diet, Dr. Vance nodded knowingly. She gently suggested that Eleanor might try reducing her broccoli intake for a few weeks, just as an experiment, while keeping a simple daily journal of how she felt. Eleanor was skeptical at first. Reduce the very food she thought was keeping her healthy? But she trusted Dr. Vance's gentle wisdom and decided to give it a try. She replaced some of her broccoli servings with other vegetables, carrots, bell peppers, zucchini, and continued eating broccoli, just less frequently. The results surprised everyone, including Eleanor's primary doctor. Within 3 weeks, the afternoon fog began to lift. Her joint pain, while not completely gone, became much more manageable. Most remarkably, her blood thinner levels stabilized, allowing her doctor to establish a consistent medication routine. Eleanor's experience taught her something profound. Being healthy after 60 wasn't about eating the most of the best foods, but about eating in harmony with her changing body. As she tells her friends now, "I still love broccoli, and I still eat it. I just don't make it the star of every meal anymore." Part 3. Beyond broccoli, the synergy effect in your senior diet. Eleanor's story opened our eyes to something important. But what if broccoli is just the tip of the iceberg? What if many of us, in our earnest pursuit of optimal health, are unknowingly creating what nutrition experts call a perfect storm of well-intentioned food choices that, when combined, can actually work against us? Think about your own daily routine for a moment. Maybe you start your morning with a kale and spinach smoothie, take your fish oil supplement, snack on a handful of almonds, add some turmeric to your tea, and finish dinner with a serving of dark leafy greens. Each of these choices, considered individually, represents excellent nutrition. But what happens when they all come together in your body, day after day, week after week? This is where the concept of synergistic overload comes into play. Our bodies, after 60, are like finely tuned instruments that have become more sensitive over time. Just as a concert pianist must adjust their touch as the piano ages and responds differently, we must adjust our approach to nutrition as our bodies age and process foods differently. Many seniors are inadvertently creating nutritional interactions they never considered. That handful of heart-healthy almonds, combined with your spinach salad and your calcium supplement, might be delivering more oxalates than your kidneys can comfortably process. Your turmeric supplement, fish oil, and daily aspirin might all be working together to thin your blood more than intended. Dr. Vance has spent years studying these interactions, and she's identified several common patterns that affect seniors. Let me share some of her insights in language we can all understand. First, there's what she calls the oxalate accumulation. Foods like spinach, almonds, beets, and even chocolate contain natural compounds called oxalates. In moderation, these foods are wonderful. But when we eat several oxalate-rich foods daily, some of us may experience kidney stone formation or joint discomfort. The solution isn't to avoid these foods entirely, but to rotate them rather than consuming them all every single day. Then, there's the potassium puzzle. Bananas, avocados, sweet potatoes, and many other nutritious foods are rich in potassium, which is essential for heart health. However, if you're taking certain blood pressure medications or have kidney function changes, both common after 60, too much potassium from multiple sources can sometimes cause issues with heart rhythm or blood pressure control. Dr. Vance also sees what she terms fiber overwhelm frequently in her practice. Seniors often increase their intake of whole grains, beans, vegetables, and fiber supplements all at once, thinking more is better. But our digestive systems slow down as we age, and too much fiber too quickly can lead to uncomfortable bloating, gas, and even interference with medication absorption. Perhaps most concerning is what Dr. Vance calls supplement stacking. Many seniors take fish oil for heart health, ginkgo biloba for memory, and aspirin for circulation. Each of these can thin the blood slightly. When combined, especially with certain foods like garlic or ginger that also have blood-thinning properties, the cumulative effect might be more than intended. The key insight Dr. Vance shares is this: healthy eating after 60 isn't about eating the most nutritious foods in the largest quantities. It's about eating the right foods, in the right combinations, at the right times for your unique body. Part 4. Meet David, the supplement-savvy senior who overlooked interactions. Now let me introduce you to David Thompson, a 72-year-old retired electrical engineer from Denver, Colorado. If Eleanor was dedicated to healthy whole foods, David was the supplement enthusiast. His engineering mind loved the precision of vitamins and minerals, measured in exact milligrams and IUs. David's medicine cabinet looked like a small pharmacy, but in the best possible way, he thought. He had CoQ10 for heart health, turmeric for inflammation, magnesium for better sleep, vitamin D for bone health, a high-potency multivitamin, and additional zinc, because he'd read it supported immune function. He researched every purchase, read the latest studies, and felt confident he was giving his body exactly what it needed. But David began experiencing symptoms that puzzled him. He developed persistent digestive discomfort that seemed to get worse after meals. He noticed occasional heart palpitations that worried him, especially during his evening walks. Most strangely, he developed a metallic taste in his mouth that lingered throughout the day, making even his favorite foods taste off. Multiple visits to his doctor yielded few answers. His heart checked out fine. His digestive tests were normal, and his blood work looked reasonably good. The doctor suggested it might be stress or age-related changes, but David's engineer mind knew something specific was causing these specific symptoms. It was actually David's wife, who suggested he attend one of Dr. Vance's seminars on nutrition and aging. During her presentation on supplement interactions, David had what he later called his aha moment. Dr. Vance was describing exactly the symptoms he'd been experiencing. After the seminar, David scheduled a consultation with Dr. Vance. Together, they laid out all of his supplements on the table like pieces of a puzzle. Dr. Vance explained that David's high-dose zinc, he was getting it from both his multivitamin and a separate supplement, was likely interfering with his body's ability to absorb copper, which could explain some of his symptoms. She also discovered that David was taking several minerals at the same time each morning, which was causing them to compete for absorption and likely contributing to his digestive upset. The metallic taste, she explained, was probably from the high zinc levels, a common but often overlooked side effect. Working with Dr. Vance and a nutritionist she recommended, David learned to space out his supplements throughout the day. He reduced his zinc intake to avoid the double dosing and added a small amount of copper to balance the zinc he was still taking. He also learned to take certain supplements with food and others on an empty stomach for optimal absorption. The transformation was remarkable. Within a month, David's digestive issues resolved. The heart palpitations stopped, and the metallic taste disappeared. He still takes supplements. His engineering mind still loves the precision of targeted nutrition. But now, he takes them with the wisdom of understanding how they work together in his aging body. As David puts it, "I learned that supplements are like electrical components. Each one works perfectly, but you have to understand how they interact in the circuit, or you can create interference instead of amplification." Part 5. Dr. Vance's 5 Pillars for a Truly Wise Senior Diet. After hearing Eleanor's and David's stories, you might be wondering, how do we navigate all of this without feeling overwhelmed or confused about every food choice we make? The beautiful news is that Dr. Vance has developed what she calls the 5 Pillars of Wise Eating After 60. These aren't complicated rules or restrictions. They're gentle guidelines that can help you eat in harmony with your changing body. Dr. Vance emphasizes that this isn't about creating fear around food or making eating feel like a medical procedure. Instead, it's about developing what she calls nutritional wisdom, the ability to listen to your body and make informed choices that support your unique health needs as you age. The first pillar Dr. Vance teaches is the whole picture audit. This simply means taking inventory of everything you consume regularly, not just meals, but snacks, supplements, even that daily glass of grapefruit juice or evening herbal tea. Write it all down for a week. Then share this list with your healthcare provider. You might be surprised by patterns you hadn't noticed, and your doctor might spot interactions you hadn't considered. The second pillar is embrace your bio-individuality. Dr. Vance reminds us that healthy looks different for everyone, especially after 60. Your neighbor might thrive on a daily spinach salad, while your body might prefer rotating between different greens. Pay attention to how you feel after eating certain foods, and honor what your body tells you rather than following generic advice. Pillar 3 is the power of rotation. Instead of eating the same superfoods every day, Dr. Vance suggests rotating your nutritious choices. If you love leafy greens, alternate between spinach, kale, arugula, and lettuce throughout the week. If you enjoy nuts, switch between almonds, walnuts, and pecans. This rotation prevents the buildup of any single compound, while ensuring nutritional variety. The fourth pillar, strategic supplementation, acknowledges that supplements can be valuable tools, but they should supplement, not replace, a balanced diet. Dr. Vance advises taking the minimum effective dose, spacing them appropriately throughout the day, and always discussing new supplements with your healthcare provider, especially if you take medications. The final pillar is become your own health detective. Keep a simple journal, noting how you feel in relation to what you eat. You don't need to track every detail, but notice patterns. Do you feel more energetic on days when you eat certain foods? Do some combinations make you feel sluggish or uncomfortable? You are the expert on your own body, and this gentle awareness can guide your choices better than any generic diet plan. Conclusion: your health journey continues. Your health journey after 60 can be one of vitality, wisdom, and joy, not confusion and constant worry about every food choice. The knowledge you've gained today isn't meant to make eating feel complicated, but rather to give you the confidence to make choices that truly serve your body as it is now, not as it was 20 years ago. Remember, any significant changes to your diet or supplement routine should be discussed with your healthcare provider, who knows your individual health picture. If this information has opened your eyes to new possibilities, please share it with friends and family who might benefit from this perspective. What's one thing you'll approach differently after hearing these stories? Perhaps you'll start that food and feeling journal. Or maybe you'll have a conversation with your doctor about supplement timing. Whatever small step feels right for you is the perfect place to start. Your body has carried you faithfully for decades. Now, it's time to listen to its wisdom and treat it with the gentle, informed care it deserves.